Today I really want to concentrate on explaining how the trail arm works in the downswing, maintaining the position, storing the power until that very last moment when it's unleashed into the golf ball. And as ever, if you like the content and the hard work that I'm putting into my YouTube channel, take a moment to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to do so, and that'll be really appreciated. So let's have a look at this trail arm. Right arm for me being a right-handed player. Now, when we take our setup, this arm has a little bit of flex, which is correct. As we go back into our backswing, this trail arm will fold gradually more and more until we get to the top of our backswing. Now that's storing up maximum power. It's creating power ready to unleash back to the ball. Now what a lot of you golfers do, a lot of people that I see that I teach, and even I've struggled with it at some point in my golfing career as well. It's not just to amateur golfers. It's a really important position that not just creates power, but consistency. And to be fair, consistency should always be number one. So this arm folds. Now we want to retain that position back to the ball. We don't want it extending and straightening prior to contacting the ball, which I know a lot of golfers do struggle with. And then we see, well, you need to really get this elbow ahead of the wrist. We see all of these sort of tips and ideas on YouTube and all the other channels. And I don't buy into this. I really don't. I can't do what these people are suggesting. So what I'm suggesting, in my professional opinion of 35 years teaching, is we need to look at it logically. What movement can I make in my golf swing that will automatically create this position we crave without me having to think about it? What could I do? Okay, so I'm okay here, I'm okay here, but it's straightening before I hit it. So what can I do? So let's have a look at the bigger muscles within the swing. So if I stand here and I shift into my trail side, you'll see my left side lowers. And we want that when we swing. Well, what about when I hit the ball and I'm swinging through? Well, I'm going to do this one. I'm exaggerating this slightly so you can see it, but I'm just going to slide across as much as I can, keep pushing that across as much as I can, and you'll see that my trail shoulder is now quite low, much lower than my lead shoulder, on my lead side. Now, if I'm in this position, I'm not going to want to straighten my arm because I'll hit the ground probably earlier than anyone's ever done in the history of the game. Well, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm just never going to hit the ball. But if I shift and I shift across fully, look what's happened to the arm. It's just naturally, as I shift, it's automatically retained that position, and then that can just fling and unleash its power down and through the golf ball and up into your finish. So the key here is understanding how you shift. Yes, we release. Yes, you can release that club. You can release it with all the power that you've got in your body. Release it as much as you can, but we must shift first. It's only a split second, but we must shift, and it's a shift across. The more I push across, the more I actually start turning, because it's a natural movement. You're not going to just keep doing this one, because you'll end up falling over. As I shift, 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 keep shifting, I'm now turning, but look how low I am here. This can be retained with greatness, with real power stored. Now, how do you do that? Well, firstly, decent setup or better, decent backswing or better, and then the next movement back is a shift release. And that's the timing and the tempo in your mind, is that I'm going to shift release. And if you say that in your mind, you're back here, shift release, you're going to get this position much more automatically. Now, if you're not getting it more automatically, it's because you've released and then shifted. So remember, we're shifting, 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 and look what's happened to the arm. My trail arm here is still folded as it was here. And we haven't even got to buy devices or strap yourself in or whatever you decide you need to do to try to create that. But I don't buy into this one. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. And my release never really comes through the ball. So you're actually holding back and the power's dissipating back to the ball. In fact, with both of those methods, that one and that one, what we want is the shift across naturally drops the right shoulder or the trail shoulder under, means the trail arm can remain in that position. The power's now released at that last moment, and because we've shifted, you've now opened the door to swing through again, accelerating through the ball. So if we look at it from this angle, we all want this. My trail arm now has maintained that position. We want that, absolutely 100%. We don't want this, where we're getting early extension, loss of power, and not very good golf shots. Very disappointing, and makes us feel a bit sad about the golf game and us, and etc, etc. So how do we create this position without physically, I've got to get my elbow in front of the wrist, and that's just rubbish, total rubbish. That isn't what you're supposed to be doing. It has to become a more natural movement, and you can only achieve that by shifting. As I shift, this is lower, means I can quite comfortably be in this position without even thinking about it. And that's what we want to try and create in the golf swing, good chain reactions. You don't want to be thinking about 27 things while you're swinging the golf club. Believe me, I've been there and done that, and nearly sent me to a mental home. So go and give it a try. Leave me a comment. I always reply to the comments. And as ever, until next time, thanks very much for watching.